I don't think there's another city in America with this many things happening at the same time.
A $2 billion stadium on the Strip, a high-speed rail train to California, 2 new sports teams potentially calling this city home, and that's before we even get to the residential real estate side. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Vicky, and here's everything new and coming to Las Vegas and what it means for where you should be buying right now.
And stick around to the end of this video and we will show you exactly what this new home construction looks like in one of these beautiful properties
Here in Summerlin.
Why 2026 is a bigger year for Las Vegas than most people realize.
I don't think there's any city in America with this many things going on at the same time like Las Vegas has right now. This place has gone through growth cycles before. New resorts opening, new communities breaking ground. That part isn't new. But what feels different about 2026 is how all of these things are lining up at the exact same time.
Sports, entertainment, infrastructure, housing, and a large migration. It's all stacking on top of each other in the same window. When the Raiders came here, you could feel the city like shifting. Then the Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup. Go Knights! Go Knights go! And then the Aces won back-to-back championships. One thing after another started putting this city on a different level. And now you've got a $2 billion Major League Baseball stadium that's going literally right smack dab in the heart of the Strip. And of course, you have the giant Hard Rock Hotel, guitar-shaped hotel that's gonna literally reshape the skyline of the Strip here. And then we have the NBA expansion process. It's being approved by the Board of Governors for formal exploration, meaning they're kind of putting it on the table to start discussions. And Adam Silver, the chair of the NBA, has talked about this before and has said that they're not opposed to potentially bringing an expansion team to Las Vegas or relocating an existing team here.
On top of that, the Brightline West is finally under construction to connect Las Vegas to Southern California in about 2 hours. And it's not just entertainment driving this. As we mentioned at the opening, Nevada ranked in the top 10 states in our country for population growth in the latest census period.
Meanwhile, California saw a decline in their population from mid-2024 to mid-2025. And according to research from UC Berkeley's California Policy Lab, Nevada is still top per capita destination for Californians leaving the state by a pretty wide margin. That said, the economy is becoming more diversified because of it. Sports teams aside is still growing, and people moving here are bringing real buying power with them and long-term plans to stay.
That combination doesn't come together very often, so if you're watching from LA, the Bay Area, San Diego, or anywhere else in California, 2026 is a year when a lot of these changes start becoming impossible to ignore.
We'll get into everything that's driving this momentum, but let's start first with where the new residential real estate growth is landing and which communities are worth paying attention to.
First, if you want a better understanding of what buying a home here looks like, we put together a free relocation guide to buying a home in Las Vegas. It walks you through the process step by step so you know what to expect from the start. The link's down in the description below.
Grab that, then come right back because the next part is where we start connecting all of this together. Major new master plan communities breaking ground or releasing in 2026.
A huge part of the new construction inventory coming this year is happening in a very few specific parts of the valley. And if you don't know where those areas are, it's easy to spend months looking in the wrong places. So let me start with the obvious one. Summerlin. This is still the gold standard for master plan communities here. Howard Hughes developed on the west side ranked in the top 10 best-selling master plans in the country last year, and new villages are still being released.
A lot of new products here are landing near downtown Summerlin, Red Rock Canyon, and predominantly the largest new build construction area in the whole city, Summerlin West. Entry pricing in some of the more accessible villages starts around the mid 500s, and once you're out there, it's easy to understand why people pay that premium. You're super close to Red Rock. You've got parks layered throughout all the communities, trails that connect all of the communities to downtown Summerlin and to Red Rock Canyon. And let's not forget about how walkable the area is, along with shopping, restaurants, and entertainment. And we're talking about entertainment that doesn't require you making that long haul drive to the Strip. You have everything you could ever want right in your own backyard.
It feels more established than most newer suburban developments. Now, the newer Summerlin villages are a big deal. scale too. So communities like La Madre Peak sits at a higher elevation, so temperatures there can run a few degrees cooler than the valley floor during the summer. And after you live through a Vegas August, that starts counting pretty fast.
But the biggest story on the west side right now is probably Grand Park for Summerlin. If you've been following the channel for a while, you already know about this project because we've done a full breakdown on it before. You can check that out. But the short version of this is the first phase, called Council Park, opened in 2025 with around 21 acres of the park, including pickleball courts, baseball fields, gathering spaces, a splash pad, and a large playground, and some incredible views of the Strip.
Absolutely.
And now builders like Taylor Morrison and Toll Brothers are releasing new villages around it. Buying there feels a lot like getting into the original Summerlin villages before the whole west side was fully built out. Now, if you head northwest, Skye Canyon is another community worth paying attention to.
Many California buyers still overlook it because it doesn't have the same name recognition as Summerlin or Henderson yet, but that's part of why people are watching it so closely. I had a sales rep call Skye Canyon Summerlin Part 2. Skye Canyon has its own parks, trails, and community center. It sits right at the base of the Spring Mountains, and newer builder phases are rolling out later this year, and the infrastructure investment going on in that area specifically is starting to change how people think about the commute from that part of town. This feels like one of those communities people will look back on later and say, yeah, that should have been obvious.
Now, over in Henderson, it's being dominated by Cadence and Inspirada. Cadence has been one of the biggest growth areas in the entire valley. It actually ranked as the #1 best-selling master plan community in Las Vegas for Q1 of this year of 2026, and #3 nationally for all of 2025. You've got around 10 active builders there with tons of diversity of products. You got townhomes that start in the high 300,000s, while there's some larger single-family homes that can push into the 700,000s. The whole community, though, it's centered around a nearly 50-acre park called Cadence Central Park that has pickleball courts, splash pads, playgrounds, walking trails, and an amphitheater space, not to mention a swimming pool and a bunch of other amenities that's great for just cruising around or dog walking.
Plus, Boyd Gaming opened Cadence Crossing on Boulder Highway in Henderson back in March. That's a really big deal because it was the company's first brand new casino built in about 20 years. Another area worth watching is Blue Diamond Hill.
Now, if you want to know more about Blue Diamond Hill after you listen to this segment right here, we have an entire video about what's to come in Blue Diamond Hill, and it is a big deal. Developer Jim Rhodes, who is the original developer of Rhodes Ranch, with a Tuscany entire golf club and golf course in that whole area on the east side of town, he's received final approval for roughly 3,500 homes on top of Red Rock Canyon, and grading already began earlier this year. And this is one of the bigger westward expansions in the valley has seen in years. We're talking huge views, direct access to the nearby conservation area, and development that's going to unfold in numerous phases over the next several years. And by the way, Blue Diamond Hill is going to have some of the highest elevations for homes in all of the Las Vegas Valley. So it's definitely something to keep a lookout in the long term, because appreciation is going to be one of these areas that people need to watch very closely.
And later in the video, when we get into the lifestyle side, we're going to talk about one of the most overlooked developments tied to many of these communities, so stick around. Also, if you are considering buying, selling, or investing here in Las Vegas, regardless what your timeline is, definitely reach out to us. We would be honored to help you. While we're still on the topic of Henderson, let's get into Inspirada. At this point, the master plan is down to its final homes. Once those sell out, the community becomes resale only. So if Inspirada is already on your radar, that timeline is something to pay attention to.
Now, just as important is where these communities are located compared to everything happening on the Strip and across the main growth corridors. Up next, the Strip and entertainment pipeline and why it matters to home buyers.
People watching videos about Las Vegas growth kind of tune out when the Strip comes up. Don't do that. What's happening there has a direct impact on what homes in places like Summerlin and Henderson could look like value-wise over the next few years. These projects aren't just about tourism. They bring jobs, new businesses, new residents, and money flowing into the valley. So that's incredibly important to just keep a pulse on. And there are multiple billion-dollar projects all moving forward at the exact same time.
The biggest one everybody sees is the Hard Rock guitar shaped hotel. That thing is pretty massive, and you could already see it's already halfway done. They had a celebration where a majority of the construction workers signed their names on some of the I-beams, encapsulate those forever or however long that hotel lives. As we know, Vegas does knock down and rebuild new hotels, and this is the newest in that phase of development. But again, it's gonna reshape the skyline. The full project includes a remodel of the old Mirage property. So if you like the volcano water feature, that's pretty much gone. And what's expected to open is the new Hard Rock Hotel in late 2027 of next year. Once it's done, you're talking around 3,600 hotel rooms. It's a huge casino. There's gonna be multiple pool areas, restaurants, shopping, and the whole thing. And when companies are investing billions of dollars into one single project, that tells you they believe that the city still has some serious momentum.
Now, just down the street at Las Vegas's Boulevard and Tropicana, the A's Stadium is starting to really take shape too. The team has already poured around $300 million into construction, and the new 33,000 seat stadium is expected to open in 2028. And worth noting, this is a fixed roof stadium, fully climate controlled, to stay around 70 degrees regardless of what it's doing outside, which if you've ever been to Las Vegas in August, you'll definitely appreciate. Around the stadium, Bally's is building out a full mixed-use resort with hotels, restaurants, entertainment, and retail.
So now you've got two giant projects developing on the Strip in the busiest place in the entire city. That's a whole new destination district forming in real time. And then there's the NBA situation. In March, the league officially approved expansion talks for Las Vegas and Seattle. Commissioner Adam Silver said they want to decide on this by the end of this year, and multiple ownership groups are already involved, meaning there's some people willing to put some big money behind this to make it happen. MGM CEO has also indicated that the T-Mobile Arena is being discussed as a possible future for a home team. Now, even before a team officially arrives, buyers and investors start making moves based on what they think the city is going to become. We saw this happen when the Raiders came to town, and parts of the Southwest Valley changed fast after that announcement. An NBA team could create the same kind of momentum again, especially in areas tied to new development and infrastructure.
But not every neighborhood benefits the same way from these projects. Some areas gain long-term value from the growth, and others are just close enough to the headlines to sound exciting. And coming up, we're going to break down which parts of Las Vegas are positioned to benefit from all of this, because that difference is worth knowing. So stay with us. Also, if you haven't yet, definitely like and subscribe. We make videos like this every single week for you to keep you updated on the Las Vegas market.
Now, one more thing to keep in mind if you're thinking about living here full-time, this place keeps adding more year-round entertainment that goes way beyond the casinos. Currently, Universal Horror Unleashed, owned by Universal Studios at the Area 15 campus, has become one of the most talked about attractions in the city since opening late last year. And of course, the new Vanderpump Hotel, which is taking over the old Cromwell property, is opening this month with reservations already rolling in. That change is important because Vegas keeps evolving into a place where people don't just visit for weekends anymore. More and more people are building their full-time lives here.
And roads and transportation, that's where this starts affecting daily life in a real way.
Infrastructure and roads that will continue to change the commute math.
Roads and transit aren't the flashy part of Vegas growth, but they do shape what daily life feels like once you live here. And some areas that feel a little far out today are going to feel a whole lot more connected pretty soon. So Southern Nevada already has 3 major highway projects going on. The I-11 Tech Corridor project is adding things like traffic management systems, variable speed limits, and wrong-way detection between the Spaghetti Bowl and Summerlin Parkway. There's also widening work happening further south near the Jones on-ramp, plus preservation work on US 95 south of Boulder City. If you drive these routes often, these upgrades will affect your daily life. But the project with the biggest long-term impact is Brightline West. The high-speed rail line connecting Las Vegas to Rancho Cucamonga is already under construction, and the Vegas station is planned near the south end of the Strip.
The project is opening in around 2029, so it will be a couple years before it opens, but the time travel that you'll have on the train is supposed to be just under 2 2 hours. For California buyers, that changes things in a big way. Right now, staying connected to Los Angeles after moving to Vegas means either a long drive, like 4 or 5 hours, or dealing with all the airport minutia. There's also the Maryland Parkway Bus Rapid Transit Project, a 12.5-mile route that's going to be connecting the Harry Reid International Airport to UNLV and the Medical District and downtown, expected to open up this fall of 2026. Now, that probably won't affect somebody buying in Summerlin or the outskirts of Henderson directly, but it does show the city is starting to invest in more permanent transit infrastructure, and that's something large companies and long-term investors pay attention to. We always say, follow the money, and when you do, you realize that big business is betting on Las Vegas. The Vegas Loop is also expected to expand as well. Airport rides were already launched last year, and future expansion plans to include UNLV and even Chinatown. That said, places like West Henderson and parts of the I-11 corridor could feel very different over the next few years as more of the infrastructure begins to come online and alleviate some of that traffic stress.
All right, so let's get into what daily life here feels like once all of this starts to actually take shape. New retail, dining, and lifestyle anchors. A few years ago, if somebody asked what was there to do on a weekday night in Las Vegas, the answer was limited outside the Strip, but that's changing incredibly fast. Let's start with the Boulevard Las Vegas. It's a 3-story retail and dining complex right across from Waldorf Astoria on the Strip, and unlike most places in that area, it's not attached to a casino. New spots opening there this year include Tenchu, Silver Lake Ramen, Boot Barn, Miniso, and a new In-N-Out expected this summer.
And that's supposed to be one of the largest In-N-Outs in the country.
Netflix House is also planned for the property and targeted for the next year.
And that's a big change. Boulevard, or BLVD, is turning into a place people go during the day to hang out, eat, shop, and spend time, not just another stop tied to the nightlife of the casinos. Now, head over to Chinatown on Spring Mountain because that area is changing fast too. Clark County officially made it a redevelopment zone, which kicked off a long-term overhaul funded through redirected tax dollars. There's going to be pedestrian upgrades were already underway heading into 2026. Road work is already underway, and the new project called Jade Promenade is expected to wrap up by late 2027 near Wynn Road.
The Vegas Loop expansion is also planned, which adds even more momentum to the area. Spring Mountain Road is turning into one of the strongest local food and lifestyle districts in the entire valley.
But for Henderson buyers, one project stands out more than almost anything else: West Henderson Fieldhouse.
This is a $70 million, 160,000 square foot facility being built at the corner of St. Rose and Maryland Parkway with a projected opening this fall. Basketball courts, turf fields, bowling, laser tag, arcade space, fitness rooms, food, drinks, the whole setup. Projects like this give residents a real gathering place instead of just another neighborhood people drive home to at night. And it's landing right in the middle of one of the fastest growing parts of the valley.
The dining scene is changing too. James Beard Award winner Kwame Onuachi has opened Maroon at Sahara Las Vegas. Gabriela Camara has opened Cantina Contramar at Fontainebleau, and Jim Khana, one of the most famous Indian food restaurants from London, is already open on the Strip at Aria, and Zero Bond has just opened at the Wynn. That kind of restaurant growth changes daily life for locals too, not just tourists. For when you want to go head to the Strip and grab one of the world-class meals that we have here.
The Las Vegas Convention Center also just finished a major renovation ahead of CES 2026, making it one of the largest convention centers in the country. More conventions mean more business travel, more year-round activity, and more industries building a presence here beyond hospitality alone. But if you're watching all this and wondering what it means for home values, that's where we're heading now. Again, if you are even considering thinking of buying, selling, or investing here in Las Vegas, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We love chatting with you guys. Give us a call and we would be honored to help you with your real estate journey.
What it all means for home prices and where to buy.
I know all of this development sounds exciting, but before you make a move, you need to understand what kind of market Las Vegas is in. The 2026 housing market is much more balanced than it was just a few years ago, and buyers finally have room to negotiate again. The chaos from 2021 and 2022 is gone. Single-family home prices have stayed fairly steady in the high 400s, and inventory has climbed enough that buyers can ask for things again. So you can ask for seller concessions, concessions, rate buy downs, closing cost credits, design upgrades, discounts on lot premiums. On new construction, those conversations are back on the table.
And no, this isn't a collapsing market. It looks more like a market catching its breath before the next wave of growth. In fact, the spring market has already picked back up, with closings jumping from February into March. That means buyers are still coming. They're just moving more carefully than they were during the post-pandemic years, and different price points are moving in their own way too. The mid to low 400s are still highly competitive. That's where first-time home buyers and investors or budget-focused relocators are all competing for the same inventory. Well-priced homes that look really nice in places like Cadence, newer parts of Henderson communities still move pretty fast. Now, from the mid 400s to the 650 range, that's where a lot of California buyers are landing, and the value difference is still pretty surprising. In that range, you can buy a brand new 4-bedroom home in a master plan community for what a condo costs in parts of LA or Orange County or San Diego. Builders are still offering crazy incentives, again in this range, sometimes pretty aggressive ones. They've got rate buy downs to bring your interest rate 2 full points below the current base average, closing costs to help you with buying the home, and even design center credits so you could pick the finishes that you want for your home. Buyers who are asking are getting deals done. And our strong suit here in town is really helping the buyers negotiate and navigate to get the best deals and the best credits for when they buy their homes.
Actually, just last month, Kyle was able to negotiate for his buyers on 2 transactions that the seller completely pay off the solar. So that has been a big win.
Now, once you move into above the 650 range up to $1 million, the market kind of opens up more. You've got a lot more inventory, a little bit more negotiating power, and more time to make decisions. A lot of the stronger new construction inventory in Summerlin West and Henderson does sit in this higher range. And at that luxury level, the market has held up well so far this year. One project drawing attention is the Four Seasons private residences in McDonald Highlands.
This is a 170-unit luxury development expected to open in the next year, and it's already pulling interest from out-of-state buyers, comparing Las Vegas to places like Scottsdale and coastal California. In a bit, we're going to compare Las Vegas to Phoenix, Austin, and Dallas because the difference gets pretty clear once you see the numbers side by side. Now, where buyers are focusing depends on what you want over the next 5 to 10 years. If you want the most established master plan lifestyle with the strongest long-term track record, Summerlin West still sets the standard. The restaurants, parks, shopping, trails, and schools make it already feel complete. If you want the strongest value for newer construction, Cadence and Henderson continues to stand out.
Cadence and Inspirada have still been some of the top selling master plan communities in the country, and for good reason. But if your mindset is more long-term, West Henderson and Inspirada corridor are probably the most interesting areas to watch. There's still an active build out going on, major infrastructure projects underway, and more commercial growth still coming. For luxury buyers focused on stability, McDonald Highlands and the Henderson foothills continue to attract attention, especially with the Four Seasons project adding another layer to the market. And if you're comfortable being early in the cycle and being an early adopter and looking more at the upside potential, North Las Vegas is becoming harder to ignore as well. The Hilo Park redevelopment is transforming the old Texas Station and Fiesta Rancho sites into a 73-acre mixed-use project with retail, dining, entertainment, and future residential development. Now, not every project automatically lifts the neighborhood around it, but the areas we just covered have infrastructure, builder activity, and demand all behind them. So let's close this out with the biggest question behind all of this. Should you make the move right now? And why are so many people deciding not to wait anymore?
Let's break down what this decision comes down to. If you're watching this video right now, chances are you've already been comparing numbers and trying to figure out whether Las Vegas makes more sense than maybe other places such as Phoenix, Austin, or Dallas. And if you were sitting across from us, here's what we would tell you. The financial gap between California and Nevada is still big. Nevada has no state income tax, so for a married couple making around $250,000 a year, that can mean savings over $20,000 annually.
That's money that can can go towards your mortgage, savings, investments, or just improving your overall quality of life. Buy an extra vehicle, go out to a few extra dinners and shows a month. It's definitely something to consider why so many people are moving here. They can stretch that dollar for things that they enjoy rather than putting it into paying for their home and property taxes.
And property taxes here also come in far lower, and home prices are still sitting well below what buyers are paying in coastal markets. And a question that we actually get often is, if you purchase a home, do you have to pay the property tax with the new reassessed sales price? And when it comes to resale here in Las Vegas, you actually do not. You get to assume the seller's property taxes. So that is not going to be reassessed.
Right, and that's for existing homes. If you're buying a used home, then you just pick up the old tax roll. Now, if you're getting a new construction home, it will be assessed around 1%. But here we are in Summerlin right now. I was with a buyer just yesterday from the Bay Area, and I said, hey, just so you know, these new construction homes, they're gonna have $8,000 a year of property taxes. And he said, that's way better than what I'm paying right now, which is closer to $20,000. So depending on where you're coming from in California, you may find that the property taxes are half or even more affordable than you're accustomed to paying.
And when you combine those savings with the incentives buyers are getting, the numbers start looking very compelling. We've also seen more higher income buyers from California, Washington, Canada, Texas, New York, and they're all focusing on Henderson over the past year. Local agents started noticing the shift pick up in late 2025, and it continued through 2026. So when buyers with larger budgets start concentrating in certain areas, those neighborhoods tend to strengthen first, and Henderson has been one of the biggest examples of that. So let's talk about the comparisons most California buyers are making.
Phoenix and Scottsdale do come up a lot, but Las Vegas has something that those markets don't: the Strip. The Strip creates a tourism and entertainment economy that keeps money flowing into the city from all over the world. Nevada also has no corporate income tax, which matters for business owners and people who want to relocate their company or start a new company. And geographically, Las Vegas is more boxed in than Phoenix. Mountains and federal land limit how far the valley can truly expand. Phoenix still has more room to spread outward. Now, against Dallas and Austin, the big difference is supply. Both Texas markets have seen heavy new construction hit the market at the same time. Las Vegas still has tighter inventory, plus an economy around sports and entertainment that continues to grow. This city already has the Raiders, Golden Knights, and Aces, and now the Athletics coming. And if the NBA lands here too, that's just another layer of growth and national attention.
And then there's Brightline West. No other market competing for California buyers is getting a high-speed rail connecting to the greater LA area. Once that train opens, Southern California buyers will be able to get between Vegas and LA in about 2 hours without driving or flying, which when you tally up the commute time to get to the airport, park, wait for your flight, fly, arrive at the airport, and then
get your Uber or pick up your rental car.
It actually sometimes is faster to drive to California than it would be to fly. So in that scenario, a 2-hour commute to LA can actually save people a lot of time. That changes things for people who still want regular access to California. So the market today doesn't feel like 2021. Buyers have more leverage and things have slowed down from the frenzy years. We are still seeing multiple offers on specific properties though, so things aren't completely slowed down, and homes are continuing to go off market moments after they are being launched. So in a way, it is still important to move with a sense of urgency if you do find the right home that you absolutely love, so you don't miss out on that.
The chances are, if you really, really like that home, 3 or 4 other people do too. And that's what we're seeing. Really well-priced homes that look fantastic and offer great amenities are selling still pretty quickly, while other listings can linger on the market longer.
But the projects shaping this city are still moving forward whether buyers wait or not.
The Hard Rock opens in 2027. The A's are expected to arrive in 2028. The NBA decision is expected soon, and Brightline is moving forward to 2029.
And markets tend to price these things in before they happen. That's why places like West Henderson, Inspirada, Blue Diamond Hill, and parts of North Las Vegas are getting so much attention. Buyers looking ahead see where the infrastructure is heading before everything around it fills in. And across the Sun Belt, Well, buyers are waiting for rates to drop before they move.
The people who move earlier usually end up with more options and better negotiating power before the next growth wave starts, pushing prices back up again.
Now here's a glimpse of the new construction home we are sitting in here in Summerlin.
Wow, that was a beautiful property. What do you guys think of this home? Leave a comment in the comments below.
Every city goes through a stretch where the timing lines up, and for Las Vegas, this feels like that moment. So if you're even considering or thinking about making the move and want help figuring out which part of Las Vegas fits your lifestyle and goals, even if you may not be ready now, regardless of what your timeline is, definitely send us an email at kyle@kylesimonsteam.com today, or fill out our buyer intake form in the description below.
We'll help you narrow down where to focus. And speaking of areas getting attention, we also did a full deep dive on the Blue Diamond Hill project that's coming up, which might be one of the most unique communities anywhere in the valley. That video is linked on the screen right here. So thank you guys so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on everything real estate and more.
And we'll see you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.